In an attempt to practice one of their extreme stunts, Crash and Eddie accidentally cause an avalanche and destroy the gang's summer habitat. Manny, Sid, Diego, and Ellie get mad at them, declaring they would not survive on their own.
She just insulted our possumness.
Wanting to prove them wrong, Crash and Eddie secretly leave their temporary camp, while the others are asleep. Finding them gone the next morning, Ellie insists that they go search for them.
My fault.
Meanwhile, Crash and Eddie stumble upon the entrance to the Lost World, a land full of dinosaurs, and run into their old friend Buck, who saves them from raptors, and tells them that a protoceratops named Orson, who was bullied when he was young for having a massive brain, has escaped from exile, and has come to conquer the Lost World.
Take down Buck! Ah! Oh my jeez!
Buck tries to get Crash and Eddie back to their home, but finds out that Orson has covered the entrance with a boulder. Buck and the possums go to Buck's shelter, where Buck explains how he used to be part of an old team that established a watering hole as a place for animals to peacefully coexist. He goes on to say that Orson did not accept an offer to join his team, because he believed in a world where the strong dominate the weak, with him being a leader. Buck further explains that they defeated Orson, and banished him to an island, where he learned that he can control 2 raptors with fire. The 2 raptors find Buck's hideout, but Z, a gorilla who used to be part of Buck's former team, saves Buck and the possums by using a gas to knock out the raptors. Orson then gets an army of raptors, and attacks the watering hole, with Buck and Z telling the animals to evacuate. Buck and Z later go with the possums to get help. They arrive at the Lost Lagoon, and summon their old friend Mama, a Tyrannosaurus. When Orson and his raptors arrive, and attack them again, Buck and Z forgive each other for breaking up the old team, and agree to work together. Acting as a diversion, Buck is captured by Orson, allowing the others to escape. Trying to figure out how Orson controls the raptors, Z and the possums devise a plan to get Buck back. Ellie, Manny, Sid, and Diego find out that Crash and Eddie entered the Lost World, and uncover the entrance. They run into Mama, who gives them a ride to the watering hole, where Orson has taken Buck to feed his raptors, planning to use him as an example for anyone who refuses to follow his rules. Z and the possums free Buck, and fight Orson and his army, with Manny, Sid, Diego, Ellie, and Mama joining in the battle. Buck tries to explain to Orson that everyone needs to live in peace, but Orson arrogantly rebuffs him and continues to fight. After figuring out that Orson controls the raptors with fire, Crash and Eddie create a fire of their own, and stop the raptors from fighting, and make the 2 raptors chase Orson instead, saving the Lost World. Ellie, Manny, Sid, and Diego apologize to Crash and Eddie for doubting them, and ask them to come home, but Crash and Eddie express that they want to stay in the Lost World with Buck and Z. Sad to not be with them anymore, yet proud to see that their adventure with Buck made them more mature, Ellie allows Crash and Eddie to stay, and says goodbye, but Crash and Eddie still come to visit the gang often.